So hi, my name is Michael. I'm a French resident in Paris. So I will present you today the case of a 19-year-old man with no personal or familial history. And he presented a worsening of right sciatica since a few weeks. He had been unable to walk for a few days due to the pain, so he had a lumbar MRI. On sagittal plane, he had a little disc herniation, but we also performed the De Sèze magnetic sequence, and we saw this mass. So there was a big mass on the right ischium. This is a STIR sequence. On T2 also we can see this mass. I let you take a look at it. On water sequences. On T1 it was a little bit low signal on T1 sequence. In axial plane, this is also the mass. And after chelat of gadolinium injection, this was the aspect of the tumor. So in summary, we have this mass of the right ischium. So there was a little test quiz, but there is no vote. So what are your main diagnostic hypotheses at that stage? So you can pick all of them if you want. There's chondrosarcoma, osteosarcoma, giant cell tumor of bone, or aneurysmal bone cyst. So the right answer, of course, is all of them, because we cannot be sure at that stage. What is the best exam to perform to precise the diagnosis? So do you think it's radiograph? Do you think it's CT scan? Do you think it's PET scan or scintigraphy? So it's an easy one. So it was CT scan, which is the best exam to determine the nature of the lesion. And this is the aspect of the mass on CT scan. In coronal plane, this is also the mass. On plane radiograph, this is what you can see. And the pathologist found this aspect at histological examination. So what is now your main diagnostic hypothesis between the four previously evoked? C, so I heard it was a giant cell tumor of bone. This is the right answer. So what is the best sign on MRI to differentiate GCT of bone from the other tumors? Is it the presence of fluid levels? Is it the low signal intensity on T1 sequence? Is it because it enhances heterogeneously after gadolinium, or is it because of the low signal intensity on T2 sequence? It's also an easy one. It's the low signal intensity on the T2 sequence that is the best sign for the GCT of bone. So giant cell tumor of bone is a benign tumor but locally aggressive. On clinical examination we can see the pain, the swelling, the effusion of fracture, or like in this case we can have a sciatica by compression of the nerve. It accounts for 5% of all primary bone tumors and 20% of benign skeletal tumors. And this localization is metaphyseal epiphyseal. 80% of the case occur between the age of 18 to 50. The sex ratio is more women than men, 2:1. There are lung metastases that have been reported in 4% of the case, but most nodules are histologically benign. And the GCT is also a rare complication of Paget disease that usually occurs in the skull or pelvis. The localization of GCT are usually the knee or the arm. It's the distal femur or proximal tibia in 60% of the case. And this ischium is accounting for only 0.5% of all GCT. On radiograph, we see a lytic lesion that is eccentric in local sien, but large lesion can be frequently central also. It's larger than 5 centimeters in 50% of cases. It's a well-defined non-sclerotic margin, type 1B or 1C. And there is often an extension to subchondral bone. On MRI, we see a decreased signal intensity on T1 sequence and also on T2 sequence of the tissue portion of the lesion. It enhances heterogeneously after gadolinium, and the MRI can permit to evaluate extension to adjacent soft tissue. The fluid level have been reported in up to 14% of cases, like here. And we can lie down the patient a little bit and take them back in MRI to see this sign of the fluid level. On CT scan, the lesion is purely lytic with soft tissue density, and there is no matrix calcification. The main differential diagnosis are osteosarcoma, in particular the telangiectasic osteosarcoma, but is very rare in the ischium. The primary aneurysmal bone cyst, but there is no soft tissue component in those tumors. The chondrosarcoma, but there is no low signal intensity on T2 sequences. And bone metastasis, myeloma or brain tumor are not frequent in this context. In pathology, we can see a tissue composed of a mononuclear stromal cell and characteristic multinucleated giant cells that exhibit osteoclastic activity. And it's very difficult to differentiate from brain tumor without any context because both of the tumors are really alike. So this is one of the multinucleated giant cells we can see very well here. So a medical treatment was initiated for this patient, and after 3 months of treatment, this was the aspect we had. So we don't see very well, but there is a little calcification of matrix. Here we can see this calcification, and there is less cyst. And now we have central liquefaction on MRI. This was the aspect on gross pathology. And this was the aspect on histological examination. So which treatment do you think was used for this patient to achieve this aspect? Do you think it's radiotherapy, denosumab, corticoids, or anastrozole? So it was, I heard it was denosumab. The main treatment of GCT are the curettage and placement of cement or wide excision and reconstruction with endoprothesis if it's possible for aggressive GCT. And the denosumab is a new treatment for that tumor that can allow the surgical resection for primary unresecable tumor, like it was the case of our patient. And the imaging features after this therapy, it's like we saw, no progression of the lesion, sclerotic wire information, and decrease of cystic component and the area of central liquefaction. And on pathology, depletion of osteoclast type giant cells and increase in bone depletion. So this is the aspect of the patient after surgery. Thank you very much.